It.
Hello, everyone. Let's give it.
Hi.
Hi, Harneet. Hi, Ashu. Hi, Dhruv.
Hey everyone,
So, how are you going? How's your the start day in the UK? And you know, and
Rainy day.
it's same, same
It's
in same
chilling.
in Melbourne.
It was chilling, man, in the morning. He's saying it's sunny outside, but I don't think so. It's sunny.
yeah,
I don't know
it's
where.
mixed to be honest. You see sunny, but when you go out, it's windy and cold. So
Then that's not sunny, man.
it's London's way of saying it's officially winter time.
You
Nice.
can't predict London's weather.
Yeah. Let's remember Game of Thrones. Winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Winter has already come. It's not coming. It's already here.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, looks like I can see an error that LinkedIn Live is not working. So,
Okay,
Perfect.
that's the first technical one. Good. Off to a good
Saturday
so
start.
mornings.
yeah, which is again not sure why that's happened, but yeah, it says that you cannot start before 15 minutes. The event was updated to an hour early, but not sure why. Anyways, so let's start with the quick introductions. So starting with the you, Harneet. I'll,
All right, thanks, Ishan. So hi everyone, my name is Harneet Singh Seetal. I'm a certified technical architect and I'm working with Accenture. I've been in the ServiceNow space for about 7 years now, and yeah, my most of my time actually goes into working on ITSM, HRSD, ITOM, and most recently I've started working on service portal widgets as well. Yeah, that's me. Ishan, over to you. Oh, sorry, that side.
so hello everyone. Myself Ishan. I'm a senior technical consultant working with Third Era, and welcome to the stream. So today we have got two of our stars of service now,
Oh,
mavericks
not
of service now,
stars.
I should say.
Not
Uh,
stars.
so,
Not stars.
Experts.
so, so
Not
I
at
should
all.
Mavericks, right? Mavericks is the official
That's
word at
fine.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ashutosh Munot and Dhruv Gupta. Would you like to give a quick intro, Ashu and Dhruv? Starting with you, Ashu.
Thanks, Ishan and Ardit, for having me here. Of course, with my, I think, no, this.
This.
So this side partner in crime. So I am Ashutosh. I am working as a technical architect with Nationale Nederlanden in Netherlands. And I am Dev MVP as well as Community MVP. I am in ServiceNow ecosystem from almost 10 years now. And I have worked on most of the models. And now, yeah, I'm just creating content, going live, sharing knowledge, and a big advocate of citizen development. So I think that's the reason we are here. Over to you,
Like, Dhruv.
Dhruv.
Everyone. This fingering thing is very bad, no? So yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Dhruv. I work for Accenture UKI. I'm based out of London, UK, London, and I'm a ServiceNow developer MVP. And what else? Yeah, we love to code. We love to play. We love to have fun. That's it.
Nice. Thanks, Dhruv.
Awesome.
All right. So citizen development. Uh, let's probably start off. Uh, I personally haven't worked on any citizen development project, and I'm not sure about her need. So Dhruv and Ashu, like, what is citizen development? How would you define citizen development?
So I would say that let's start with why before going into what is citizen development. So it can be basically drilled down into two things. So basically, let's say business challenges and IT challenges, because we have seen in the past that there is a huge demand from the business to go to production quickly, to develop things quickly, and they don't want to depend on the central teams and so on. So for that reason, uh, what we did, our analysis says that almost 50% of companies or business says that they miss their 50% of key strategies, or how you say, key strategic targets within an year. Okay. And why? Because they have a huge backlog, they have less manpower to support. And then again, around 49-50% of people says that, or our businesses says that there will be a reduction in the cost if they adopt citizen development. Right now, the cost is too much. If they don't adopt citizen development, it will keep rising because you need to hire specialists in the market to do your work. But if you train your own people, you don't have to do that. And when it comes to IT challenges, 77% of tech leaders says that they have a huge pipeline, which I already mentioned. It depends on the number of factors within the organizations. Like, first example is the resource. In ServiceNow ecosystem, to get the resource is always a challenge. Already a challenge, we see that. And then 70% of the business leaders says that, okay, I want to reduce the cost, but how can I do that? And how can I get the right person at the right time at the right place? Because I have seen in product based companies or with the consulting firms also, they have people, but the knowledge is always a challenge. So that is what something we have seen. And to get rid of this, uh, concept was invented, citizen development, which means that the IT people will develop on their own and they will maintain on their own whatever they are developing in a ServiceNow ecosystem. Okay, so Gartner always gave a great definition which says citizen development is business process that encourages your non-IT staff to be trained in IT so that they can maintain their own applications, which is, I think, great concept. And that is what I think is citizen development.
And this IT workforce, the turning out to be citizen development, are they just from IT, or they can be probably something from maybe a different department like finance, or any? Is it just anyone, or they need to have some knowledge of IT again? So
So that is
how?
the concept of citizen
Yeah.
developer.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is what
Yes.
citizen
Yes.
developer is. So
Yes. Okay. Okay.
basically, citizen developer is any user with any level of coding experience.
Okay.
The important part is he should have, or he or she should have, distinct knowledge of their own business processes, and obviously a technical curiosity how to build an app. The
Yep.
point is, like, since they're facing the problems on day to day basis, their response would be more agile and quick to the dynamic business landscape. So for example, like, if we are building an app for IT service desk or something, service desk say, that help them manage their stuff, so we will talk with them. Just imagine if they are capable of building the app without those coding experiences, they would be in a better position to test that thing because they know all the possible scenarios. For example, if I'm working on something, if we must have worked on service desk, we keep those files there. We know the what we need for a process, we just manage them through. And if I'm building that app as a service desk, I know that if what could be the possible scenarios. And if they can build without those complex things like coding and all, it's like a machinery. Like, if every part, if you consider your department as a part machinery part, and when you go for those digital transformation or digital evolution, when each part runs, when every department tries to solve their problem by themselves without the need of IT people, your whole organization will move towards a digital evolution, not a transformation. They will move
Yeah.
towards a digital evolution. And obviously,
Yep.
it's cost effective because of shameless people like us who ask for a lot of money when we go for job thing. So that's the thing.
So it can also probably impact our job someday, or at
No,
least
not
give it
not
time.
really, not really.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So how can someone achieve success around citizen development?
So it's usually a process. I will say it's a four-step process for me. Beginning with, first, you need to prepare an environment and culture. Like, environment and culture for building an apps, you need to put on some guardrails. When I say put on guardrails, I mean like clearly state what is expected from citizen developers and what they're not allowed to do. Basically, it's an open field. You can cut your sword as well. uh, the next step is the enablement of team. So you decided like, okay, we have built a culture. Now you got the people got excited, yeah, we'll be developers, but you need to give them the training and all. So based on your organization vision, set up a training plan for citizen developers. Like make them go through uh, at least basic of AES, what is stable, how ServiceNow works, and all of those things based on your organization vision and size. And do include some challenging activities like go through some simulators and all. And once they get the basics skill set of service now, I usually recommend giving them an instance to sharpen their skill set before putting them into some project work. It will be helpful for their confidence. We did the same thing, right? When we studied for admin or something, we use our PDIs to just gain that confidence. And now, once you have those trained people, it's time to bring them to the mainstream, assign them the task, give them some responsibility. Make sure your IT team, that is we, if we are not losing our job. So make sure IT team is there to help them out, but they shouldn't be building the app. It's the citizen developers who should be building the app. And finally, when you have you always start small. Finally, you have made a beginning. It's time to scale up now. Like you have set up the team, they are doing something now. For scaling up, you need to reuse the components, like the assets that you have built. And that is very important, right? So if someone has built a process for like from spreadsheet to something, we call it template in ServiceNow
Yeah,
in
yeah,
AES. So once you have that, just reuse those assets. And don't forget to share the success of this journey. Like you simply, if you see at the end of this complete life cycle, you simply use your employee to build something which is cost effective, quick, and most importantly, this whole process will empower your employee because you give them a new skill set. If tomorrow they leave you, they will have something, or they would have gained a skill set that won't only help your organization but for their career as well, right? That is empowering as well. That's what I feel.
yeah. Nice. So one more thing again, listening to all this again, giving some powers to non-admin and other teams. It's obviously a good thing, but something that I am worried about is the governance around this. So I so are there any use cases that you encountered with where something did not work right, some pitfalls, and that happened? So again, something that you
Yeah.
can share.
So from our experience, or what we did and we saw is, uh, there are few points. Let's start with uh, a famous word that start small, grow big. Because if you try to do things in the first go, and if you try to over deliver, is going to backfire, not on the citizen developers but also we as the central team. Because uh, we will get questions that, okay, I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that, because the hypercare is very important after go. And if you have like 100 citizen developers doing the work for you, you have to answer, I would not say like 100% people, but you at least have to answer like 30-40% people and help them to get their issues resolved. So my suggestion is always have a focus, have a vision of your citizen development program, put guardrails like what Dhruv said, make a clear communication that, okay, you as a citizen developer can only do this kind of things within ServiceNow environment. And if you need something apart or higher level from this, you always have to reach out to the central team, so that either we can create templates in App Engine Studio and they can be leveraged by the citizen developers, or we need to help them within their scope application and we should act as a pro developer for them for a particular period of time. Second thing is about governance. Setting up the guardrails is one point of governance, but in governance, you should have proper segregation of duties. You should think about the security of the platform. You should have a discussion with number of people in the organization, like for example, enterprise architects, then your security teams, if you need to do any governance and compliance things before you go live, because I don't know, I'm in a banking and insurance company, so our security is bit tough. We are audited every half yearly or quarterly basis, where we need to prove that whatever programs we have developed, they respect the segregation of duties, right?
Okay.
Then I would say, make sure when you start your citizen development program that the vision is clear. So you, as a let's say a ServiceNow platform team, along with your POs and managers, decide that, okay, we want to do this during this quarter, we want to do another point or achieve something else in the next phase. So plan it in a phased manner. Don't try to go live within, like, okay, I created a scope application, I gave you a dedicated developer rights, bit technical, I know, but directly don't give access to it. Train them. So to train them, create a training material where they get used to ServiceNow. Like Dhruv already mentioned, if we started with admins, right, admin certification, and we how you say, we made our hands dirty on that PDI. We almost sometimes broke the PDI, right? Doing the infinite
Definitely.
loop,
Yeah.
it's down. So let them do that. Train them and train them in ServiceNow. So that was our major success. I would say that we trained people within ServiceNow. We made use of guided tours to create a training material within ServiceNow, and we trained them in ServiceNow. Then I would say, make them feel important. After having your governance in place, after doing the training, tell them that how important you are for the organization, because that will motivate them to do their work. So if they start seeing the success, they will spread the word, and your citizen development program will have more visibility within the organization. Now it can also backfire. If you are not doing this program correctly, there can be a negative publicity also. So make sure that you help them, you support them. When I say make them feel important and make them feel responsible, uh, is via giving them an attention at a particular time. So just a suggestion, like if you're starting with this program, everybody is using Teams, I think, in all the organizations now. Have a support channel for them. Have a support channel for citizen developers where they can post their questions. It's like an internal community for the organization. And so we do podcast, we do live streaming, but also do this internally. Have a schedule where people can just join, ask their question, and leave. So walk-in sessions, for example, have the walk-in sessions within the organization. And then last but not the least, I would say always follow low-code, no-code approach. Make use of App Engine Studio, where you create reusable components, share it with them, and maintain a central repository for them. So that if, let's say, Ishan, you are new to this particular in our organization, you want to do something for citizen development, we give you the link, you go there, you see what is already available. If what you want is not available, just try to create something new. If it is available, reuse it from the templates repository. And one more thing, I think it's a journey. So once you are okay with first team, onboard a couple of more teams, get a feedback. So continuous improvement is very important, and be strong to also get a negative feedback, because you will get negative feedback. And actually, I think we should get negative feedback that motivates us. It will be a trigger point to do something good in future. And once all these things are done, share your success within the organization, outside the organizations. Knowledge was a great platform for that. And this streaming, what we are doing, is a great platform. So I think these kind of pitfalls we should avoid. And of course, technically, you will face challenges. So you should have technical capabilities within the organization to overcome those things. Just don't do a bad implementation, because if I do a bad implementation, if I leave the organization, and if someone who is more expert than me comes in there, he will always say, I see Dhruv laughing, for example, he will come in my place and he will say, hey, what you did, it was wrong. So just try to do things which are really good for the platform, keeping performance in mind of the platform. Because my personal opinion, I have seen people doing development in our citizenship program. We started with 2 or 3 people. Now we have more than 150, 200 people who are doing the development. and sometimes the performance gets hampered. But that is something we are there for to improve it, and we always monitor our system and sell the platform within the organization. Tell them the importance rather than so do solution mapping. Tell them return on investment of each and everything which they are using, and rest we have now learnings. We have community where you can point them to learn more and more. So I think these are the things which should be taken in mind to reach to a success and avoid some pitfalls which I just mentioned.
There's one more pitfall that I would say, like, uh, it's like, just imagine if I give you the Thanos hand with like 5 stones. It's quite overwhelming, no? So everybody would try to build an app. It's important to set up a pipeline or the model to select the right app. Like, the idea would be set up the demand management or idea management. Then there should be a governance team that, decide, or the project team decides which idea should be allowed, and then have a discussion with the idea poster or something. Then bring them to that platform thing, like train them if they require that, then follow that path what Ashutosh mentioned. But yeah, it's like, you can
Yeah.
remove the half universe or save the universe. That's up to you. It's kind of that
We were
powerful.
also criticized, like, okay, you want to give us the power, but I don't see the power. That was also a question we got. Like, okay, I want to write a script include. I don't have that power to write a script include. Why? Uh, and exactly
Because
that was the reason why I said make reusable components, make reusable templates, which substitutes the script include, or I'm just giving script include as an example, but which will
yes.
substitute your use case and it can be reused. So I have went through many negative feedbacks and criticism, but right now I see the success after taking the feedback, and yeah, just be strong.
There's one thing for product managers, like initially on the leadership team that is deciding whether should we go for citizen development or not. It's like, if you see, there's a initial dev effort of setting up the guardrails, governance, or the pipeline around that. But once you have those things set up, the growth or the return on investment is not linear, it's exponential. So as soon as your department start solving their own problems, you will see a lot of cost reduction, and that way, that is your opex cost that will go down.
Nice. I think
I think,
these help. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Go on, right? Please.
No, I think, Ashutosh, coming back to what you're saying about the success of citizen development. So, since you have already implemented this at your organization, do you see, citizen development initiative should be put up, right at the beginning of the program where you're introducing ServiceNow to the users, or do you feel like it's once it's matured, people have started understanding what ServiceNow is, and they understand the the importance, or what ServiceNow can actually do, and then bring in the citizen development apps for them.
I would say no, because so first of all, citizen development is not meant for all the organizations. It really depends on the vision of the organization and the size of the organization and where they want to go. It is also a strategic decision to go towards citizen development. So I would say no, because we started ServiceNow in 2018. Until 2020, it was not even stable. So we had a central team, we had some vendors to support us. We wanted to decommission the old tool, go live with another tool. So that mindset was really focused on decommissioning the old tool, provisioning ServiceNow within the organization, and migrating the old processes into ServiceNow. Once that is done, uh, citizen development can be introduced, because there are some proactive POs from DevOps teams who want to do some uh, work on their own in ServiceNow and develop some workflows and flow designer flows. But so just to answer your question, no, let the platform be stable, because the adoption of the platform is very important. And once the platform is adopted, sell citizen development, because the businesses, it's not only IT, right? Citizen development is also from finance, like Ishan, what you asked. It's also about other business units. It's also about uh, having how you say, you should have proactive DevOps engineers also within your team. So they should be willing to learn. So see, all these factors will contribute and will give you a sense of when to start citizen development. We did not start it in the beginning. We
and
first let our platform be stable, and then we moved towards citizen development.
and the thing is like your success of citizen development depends on the governance or the method you set up, and that could only be set up when you have a matured ServiceNow instance. At least a basic level of ServiceNow is there, so that you can set up those things, you know, put on government policies and governance policies around that and the pipeline. So yeah, you shouldn't start by default. Like at least set up the at least the foundation data if you're not going for ITSM, but at least start with that way.
Makes sense. And Ishan, sorry, just before we go into the next part of the session, there were a couple of questions in the chat. Through Ashutosh, feel free to pick them up. So the first one was from Ripple. So she's asking, do we need any out-of-the-box roles in citizen development? Should we go with the out-of-the-box ones, or can we extend them to have custom roles built as well?
Definitely, like App Engine Studio is the heart of citizen development. So whenever you create your custom tables in App Engine Studio, you have to create a custom role, so that it's not always mandatory, of course, but it's security wise. What we did is we created few custom roles to satisfy few roles and responsibilities. And if you really want to isolate the app, have a role specific to those apps. So just an example of one app, I think this morning I released one build with AES challenge video. In that, firewall rules needs to be implemented, and it's a sensitive thing, right? It should not be visible to everyone in the organization. Only that team should say it. So to isolate that app, you need some roles. We have also used some out-of-the-box roles. For example, I mentioned scripting fluid. People wanted to do scripting fluid, but using citizen development or app engine, it was not possible. So what we did is, when we started this program, we were actually using Studio, and then we migrated to App Engine Studio. During that time, we gave them a role so that they can create scripting fluid. I know it's a maintenance thing for us, but it is not given to all the citizen developers. So we also have layers between citizen developers. So entry-level citizen developer, a media, a senior. When he is already a media, we have a rule that we force them to do CSA certification, so that there are two advantages, that they move from citizen developers to pro developers, and then they eventually land into central team. So we are creating our own workforce. And to do that, you should give them power and create some extra roles, which will allow them to do some extra things. I don't know what Dhruv, what is
No,
your
no, perfectly okay. It's delegated development thing. So yeah, when you go for ServiceNow thing, if you're using AES, apart from citizen development thing, you should have that granular level approach where you give the certain level of freedom to the developers as they grow. And for the app, when you create an app, it already has some custom rules. In the beginning itself, there's when you start any app, you should have a discussion around the architecture. Like we developers feel very confident, oh okay, I have an idea, let's build that. But there should be a meeting where you decide the table structure and all of those things and security in the beginning itself, and then let them enjoy the life.
Yeah, we did the exact thing. So whenever we create, so people request a creation of the app, but we sit with them, we do the evaluation in very initial phase, and we ask them what is the security, because citizen development is like giving the power, allowing you to do whatever you want to do in ServiceNow, but at the same time securing it, right? So we have like 10 or 20 teams right now using this program, and they have their own applications. So they only see their flows, they only see their tables, which I think is important for us.
Right.
If you have seen yesterday or 2 days before, Andrew and Paige had one session on citizen development. It was a webinar, great webinar. There also they explained the same thing. How should you make sure that there is no intruder into your app, and what things you should do to prevent that. So just a shout out for that.
I think that's the key. And when a lot of people come into using your instance, that's the key to make sure that you have those boundaries built in between those users who are using the applications. Yeah, it does make sense. Thanks, Ashutosh, and thanks to sorry, Shan. Just before we go, there's one more question in the chat, and again through Ashutosh, over to you guys. So, is there any specific course that you guys would recommend from a ServiceNow citizen development perspective that you like people can go and learn from it?
Go for it, Dhruv.
Okay. So basically, there are lots of trainings on now learning. Uh, Basically, you first need to understand that citizen development is not a module or anything in ServiceNow. It's an accumulation of tools. So if you are want to build your skill set, first you need to understand what is citizen development. For that, I would recommend there are few knowledge session recordings on now learning. You can go for them. There are few webinars as well. If you go on ServiceNow, you search for citizen development, you get those things. Once you have an understanding of what is citizen development, then start with the tools. So I can explain the tools what are there, but you need to understand that you should have a basic understanding of App Engine Studio, maybe Flow Designer, maybe if you go for Pro Integration Hub, maybe UI Builder as well. So it's a you need to grab learnings on how to use them, these tools, and that is your citizen development accumulation.
Nice.
That's good. Thanks, Dhruv.
And you can watch our sessions as well. We have given some daily sessions.
Yeah. So I yeah, I think we've already covered what ServiceNow has to offer. Is there anything else apart from this? Like iApp Engine Studio, we have been talking about it all along. So Flow Designer and what are the
Yeah,
other?
there's a lot, man. I can go on for day. Like if you want, I can tell you. So basically,
Let's do this.
how service now? I'm very excited when it comes to citizen development and this low code things. So basically, how ServiceNow says, if you imagine, let's keep ServiceNow in center, and there are four diversions. One is your user experience thing. I'm just creating the verticals. Then is your workflow and integration, then it's intelligence piece, then it's your low to pro code thing. So basically these are the pillars. I could call them as verticals, and then I'll just name the tools in each one of them. And if you see all these four verticals, that are the entire structure you need for an app. For example, if you go for user experience, we have UI builder, we have portal, playbook experience, mobile app developer. Then if you go for workflow integration, where it's like managing your multiple flows, you have flow designer, process automation designer, integration hub, RPA hub, decision builder, action designer. What else you can ask for? When you go for embedded intelligence, you have virtual agent, performance analytics, predictive intelligence, so it gives you that thing as well. Low to pro code, you have App Engine Studio, AEMC, that is your App Engine Management Center. Then ATF, very important, Delegated Development Studio, ID, whatnot, man. There's a lot.
And the best
So
one is
there's a
Catalog Builder. Sorry, Shan.
Yeah,
I've personally experienced that Catalog Builder is the best placed application in this area for now, because most of the customers were facing this issue where they wanted to build their own catalog items, say as simple as with just two fields, but it took at least a couple of weeks to build that on dev, put it on SIT, take it to UAT, and then to get it on prod. But now with the citizen development in place and with proper governance built, these users can just build this
you don't
forms right in prod.
you don't need citizen development for catalog builder, but it's that's what like
It's an
you can
initiative
use.
out of.
Yeah, you can use citizen development is a concept that we need to understand, and this thing like catalog builder, these are the support system. If you're using catalog builder, then you are already implementing citizen development in your environment. It's just that how efficiently you manage, because these are like, as I mentioned, like a Thanos hand, and you can do whatever you
Requires.
want to do it.
Yep.
I think, as
And
Ashutosh said, it requires proper governance when you're, pushing these kind of applications for the end users.
but there are few things which ServiceNow offers when it comes to governance also, right? Because and that might not be visible to citizen developers. It is for us who is laying down the foundation, and the most
Exactly.
important is ATF.
Yep.
We have more than 400 ATF cases right now running, which makes sure that our platform is doing good. So We run ATF. We have identified common test cases which are used by our citizen developers. A simple is the record producer submit button working? Is the mandatory option on the catalog form working? Just giving an example. But like this, we have many ATF cases which gives us confidence that our production instance is working. Even the citizen developers are deploying their own thing. Yeah, we know that it is working because of ATF. And then I think instance scan, which is another thing which gives you a feeling of how much close you are to best practices, and are there any red flags which are developed by your team or citizen developers which is going to uh, create a mess in production? So you don't want to go through that nightmare where you are being called in the bed at night, even is there production is not working properly. So that is there. And source control, I think that was a very important thing to go quickly to production. If and DevOps teams are smart, because I think we with ServiceNow got introduced to Git and service and source control pretty much late, but people who are working in .NET, who are working on Azure provisioning area, they already know what is the importance of Git, and they are very well with that. And when we tell them that ServiceNow has that capability, oh, they are so happy. I have seen the reactions, so that they can deploy whenever they want. They can use the whole Git mechanism. So these three things are important for us, but not for, let's say, the developers, citizen developers, but for the pro developers and the governance. I would say, Harnit, you might relate to this. The governance board
Yep.
in ServiceNow is very crucial, and they are literally looking at all these things: how good your platform is performing, how you deploy your update sets, and so on. So I think that is something we
And
should not ignore.
and don't forget App Engine Management Center. It's also very good to
Coming.
govern
Yeah.
low code end to end.
Nice. All right. So, like any, I haven't. I think I haven't worked on any citizen development things, but I'm recently working on a VA implementation and building up some topics and NLU models and all that. So we have kind of handed over bit of work to the actual team who is responsible for those topics, which is a services team, and we kind of have told them to how to train the model, how to publish the model, add utterances, try it out. So I think that's also part of citizen development. Can we call that, or no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
It is, yes.
enabling someone who is not a ServiceNow developer to do some
yeah.
development, take your effort. That is citizen development.
Yep. Yeah.
We did not do it with virtual agent, but we did it with
Command
chat,
prompts.
live agent chat on service
Okay.
portal, where they have number of queues. They need to create advanced work assignments and so on. So we trained one person at a very high level on ServiceNow, and I'm very proud to say that he is now certified admin and in working with my team now, and he's in my team. So you see the shift, right? When you enable someone, they get interest. When once they get interest, they eventually move towards the technology. And exactly what you are doing, Ishan, is, I think, a small step, but it is
Yep.
going to benefit the organization in long term.
Yep. Yeah. Going forward, more topics. Something comes up,
Yeah,
and then they know what to do and how to do. Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah,
And if
and
something breaks, it's their responsibility, right? I always
yeah.
like that. It's your application which is breaking. You did the mess. It's not we.
The problem with virtual agent is this NLU model. It's you try to understand it, but you never understand it. Those utterances and all of those things, because you focus on one chat, but in parallel, someone is typing the same thing. So the system gets confused. Like, what's the status of my ticket? My laptop is not working. Those are the initial ones, but could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes there can be conflicts as well.
Yeah.
So maybe what how do I say, like some application password not working, and we also have a specific topic for that application. So both of them come up, and
Yeah.
it might also trigger a wrong topic. But yeah, training, I think there's some things that can be done around it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Any other examples that you would like to give for citizen development applications or
Um, I was working with my mentee in one mentorship program. So he has actually built an application which is used by his organization currently, which was the car parking app he created for his organization. I know there will be already some apps, but very proud to say that he created it, he deployed it, they are working on it, they are using it now, which has solved the issue. But when it comes to me, what I created is more than 10 apps now within the organization, which are really citizen developed. Um, One was the firewall rule, which I already mentioned. Second thing was not super, how you say, it's not that important, but we created video libraries. So we want to train people, okay? They are coming to you, asking for help, but uh, people learn more when they see the video. I think this era is different. They don't want to read; they want to see what the person is doing. So we created an app which is actually moving our videos from dev towards production. So we record the videos on Microsoft Streams. That stream is automatically updated in a table, and it automatically starts showing on the portal. And this was all possible because of Flow Designer, Integration Hub, App Engine Studio. Because how good it is, like you just record the video on your stream, copy the link. There is one catalog item which was built by the team, again, Citizen who built it. Just go submit that catalog request. It is automatically then visible on the stream. So that was one example. And the last example which I will give is where we literally got rid of Outlook procedure. So the process was on your emails and Excel sheets, which we wanted to bring into ServiceNow. And it was with external vendors. It was not within the organization, but it was with, let's say, for example, multiple banks within your country. So what they were doing is they were sending the emails, they were getting the replies back. There was no trail, no audit trail, who approved it, where are the signed documents and everything. So we created a scope application. So the simple example there was modify a bank account, which is the vendor's bank account. So you have vendors, you are paying them, and all those things. We created a catalog item, a flow, email integration at certain point. We have an integration with a PO system. When I say PO, it's a product purchase order system. So all these things are automated, and right now it is maintained by the team. We really support them. We like we are not supporting them that frequently. It is like, let's say, 10% support, but 90% things are done by them.
nice?
Quite an
That's,
amazing one. Yeah.
yeah. What else do you need? 90%.
Yeah, they are maintaining it. So we have in-house developed a system or a procedure to auto deploy your update sets also to production. So our update sets are moving from dev to production automatically. We don't have to do anything. Only thing, again, governance. If I approve it, if my team approves it, it goes. If not, then it stays there, because if we see that there is something bad, if someone is creating a table with like 10 roles, I am already using App Engine Studio roles licenses, which is not good. So we do all those checks, and then only we allow them to go. But in this whole process, we create change, we trigger ATF, we do all the verification, and then only it goes to production. So we have done the groundwork, and then only we gave the power. And that is, and it was done in last 2 years. It was a huge project.
That's a great, yeah. Nice. Neat. Do you have
Good one.
anything?
No, I think that's quite nice. And I think there was another very minor application of citizen development that we initiated in our previous project as well. which is to enable the walk-up management to be managed by their own set of business users, sorry, business process managers. And again, this is where we didn't want to interact with these specific teams to set up their, reasons. Again, walk-up management is an application where, and on uh, so you want some support and you just go to an engineer for that support. So you can raise a request, let's say you need a laptop or your laptop needs a fix, just go to the raise a request and you get an appointment. You go to the service desk agent and it'll help you fix the issue with your computer. So in here, what happens is there are certain times you'll be available. Let's say Monday is an off in the UK, then you need to update that as a holiday in your calendar. Say I'm not available. The engineers are not going to be available on this day. Now to manage this as a developer, it's a waste of time for us. So what we do is we enable the process managers themselves to come into their queues. Again, mockup has got like location based queues. So let's say for the specific UK London location, I'm going to say Monday I'm going to be off, Tuesday I'll be off from 10 to 2. Again, these kind of settings can be done by themselves rather than relying on us for do those changes in the backend. That's another very minor application
Yeah.
of how we enable the you know the process owners to do these changes themselves.
So basically, so this apps doesn't need to be very pro level because citizen developers
Exactly.
are not that pro. So I'll give you some examples. Like if you, uh, for example, if there's a marketing team and they want to uh, trigger some marketing promotion enrollment kind of thing, or maybe a car booking request, or maybe a tour request, or something, staff rotation kind of things. Those are small apps. Like for us, it looks from, if you see from a developer point of view, they looks like a simple app, but the people who are managing it on excels and those things on daily basis, it's a pain for them.
Exactly.
So they want to get rid of that. So it's the
Mm.
idea selection. Like if there is a complex app, then it should go to pro developers. It shouldn't be like any citizen developer working on it. So the small things that you have a excel sheet, its identification is pretty important. Like if I, for example, Hanit, if you are a pro developer, I'll give you some pro level work. Say if I'm a very low code developer, so I'll figure out a application like that has some excel, some data table thing, and a simple flow to it, and
Correct.
that can be managed by myself. It's the learning curve. At
Correct.
whatever point you are, that kind of work to be assigned to you. So that's how it is.
Yeah, even like, I think small thing to add, like something that we want to take away now. Before next UI in UI 16, adding fields to the form was sort of an admin task. But in San Diego, in the next UI, we have got a personalized form option at the very top, and that is available to the end users as well. So they can just add, remove any fields that they want on their user preference, and it just stays for them. So that's all. Like again, it's not a we something that we developed, but something that ServiceNow also is taking away. That it doesn't comes back to us with a 1 point
Us.
story to add a
Yeah.
field.
Agree.
All right, I think we are through. We do have,
So
I think, 8 to 10 people on YouTube.
if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask the experts here.
Not an expert, man. I'm again saying we are not experts.
Yeah.
We're just learning. We're just learning.
Shit. Sishan, while the questions are popping up, what do you want to do?
Are they?
Do you want to pull in
Yeah, sure.
the fun activity now?
So yeah, so we do have a fun quiz. Again, we are not having any prizes for this, but we do have a fun quiz for everyone who's
Just to
joined
check
us.
your knowledge. Just to check your knowledge that how good at
It's
you
just
are at
fun.
service now.
I'll share my screen and window.
I think you are as geeky as all of us. If you are listening to this session on a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon, if it's in India, so yeah, this might be a piece of cake for you guys.
Nice. So please, I hope my screen is visible now.
Yeah, I can see.
And please feel free to scan this QR code, and you'll be taken to a link. You can do it from your phone camera. Otherwise, you can use this link directly, slides.com/em3hv. Do we have anyone joining? No.
It won't be fun if we have less than 3 people. So
It will just.
Everyone will get a prize, no?
exactly.
Oh, you came third in a race of three people. That's I came third. That's the way you see it.
All right, let me take this off and waiting for. Uh,
Oh, we've got one person now. Surya has joined us.
yeah,
So I've got two. Oh, finally we have three. So I think we can start off. But we'll just give one more minute before we start the quiz. Still got emojis associated with them. Nice.
there's a bug in there, so you can click on as many as likes, and it'll just increase the count.
Ishan, did you report that?
No, we are
Yeah.
gonna use it.
Expose it to the user.
You only have 3 players. Come on, guys, you can join the show.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Let's have a competition between these three. See who is best.
Yeah, I think Ishan, we should kick off. Yeah, I think we are about to. I'm almost there. So awesome.
All right. This is a very common question. Like everyone should know this answer.
And it's easy to get wrong with that. The kind of choices you have given. I would ignore the last choice, but the first three are confusing.
Yeah. So
Just imagine if ServiceNow was really uh, founded in 2020 and we all say that we have 5 years of experience.
You'd still see HRs calling out 5 years of experience, even if
Yeah.
the tool was out.
So the right answer is 2004, and 2 people have selected the right one. And we have got the leaderboard at the very end, so that we save some time. Dhruv, I took this question from your and
That's good. That's good. Let's see how many people are really watching Dhruv's videos.
On
Hyper automated notification. Oh my god.
this might be the right answer because ServiceNow is very bad at naming things. So, uh,
yeah,
see,
Oh,
okay.
good.
everyone is watching.
Everyone. Oh,
Everybody watches Dhruv's videos. Good.
what is ServiceNow's purpose?
It's a good one.
Yeah, it should be easy as well. Build a smart planet, dreaming
Live
boldly.
large.
And see the second option, no?
Oh my God. Okay. So ServiceNow instance use a preloaded set of demo data with chain of locations are mostly used in this demo data. So I'll give an update on this at the very end. Let's ServiceNow offices, Starbucks, Hooters restaurant, made up places.
Hooters. Is
Oh,
it
yeah, yeah,
Hooters?
yeah. It was Hooters. So in the last meetup, we had Chuck with ourselves, and Chuck told us that it's now made up places.
Oh,
So I kept the answer in the last one as Hooters. Yeah. So this is something new. Yeah, not service no offices.
I think the person was at your session. I think last week.
Which one?
The one who knows the answer.
Oh, it was Chuck himself.
So it would have been that situation where person giving the wrong answer would get the points because you marked
Well,
Hooters at the correct one.
yeah. So what is the release of Tokyo Delta? Then it's just about to be released in a couple of days. I would say a week, more less than a week's time. 21st September. Looking forward to it. How many offices does ServiceNow has globally?
Oh, even I
Hmm.
wouldn't know this.
So I picked up this question from ServiceNow's Instagram. Dhruv and Ashu,
Instagram. Ins-
we are back at Instagram. So they've got 75 offices.
Are you? They are opening offices on daily basis, no? No.
Oh, yeah, but this is for like a week or two old, I think. So this should be easy. Helper incident. Hosted title is the right answer. This is
That
very.
you said helper incident, so someone has.
Somebody.
Oh God.
Ishan is one of those kids who shows the wrong answer to the kid sitting behind. Very bad.
So this is good as well.
Oh, that's fine.
Ultra.
UV.
You even service now doesn't have the name of cities.
Utah. Yeah,
That's
Utah
fun.
is the right
You
answer.
must you must have configured this quiz while sitting in a pub. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Live large, ultra.
Live bold.
So what is the short link of Tokyo content developer blog? Oh.
You want people to type that or
Yeah, it's a type one.
Okay.
so I'll make it
No
simple.
no HTTPS is required. So
So it
just the
should
link.
be devlinks.sn/.
Tokyo.
I
Okay, someone
expect
is
no
in
one.
TCD. Tokyo. This is the right one.
Yeah.
Devlink.sn/Tokyo. We have got the last one. Okay. How can you get a ServiceNow developer t-shirt for free? This should be easy.
Be a friend with Dhruv.
Send me the address.
Build with AES.
I mean,
Yes.
I won't say this. I mean, if you attend developer meetup, you will get one T-shirt somehow. If you are ServiceNow employee, you can get. Online is also an option.
Yeah. But yeah, we have got a couple of days left for this challenge.
Yep.
So if anyone has not done it, it's your time. So Karthik is one. Congrats, Karthik. We don't have anything else. Maybe in the future we might have something for you.
But yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for participating. This is fun.
All
I,
right.
I think just before we wrap up, just need a couple more minutes to give a shout out to the Build with AES challenge. As you said, Ishan, it's ending on 19th. But we also have three more developer meetups that are happening in Chennai, Mumbai, and Pune in the next few weeks. So do search for these meetups on LinkedIn or the Meetup app, and feel free to join those as well.
So you don't need to search on Meetup app. If you go on developer.servicenow.com, there's a subheading called Connect or Network
Okay.
something. If you click on that, it will take you to the all the meetups
Udi.
that are happening across the globe. So you
Awesome.
can search when is the next one coming in your way.
that's something new that I learned today. Thanks, Dhruv.
Yeah, you can also see many meetups are happening virtually, so it's
Yeah,
not like the meetup should be in your place, in your city. You can
absolutely. Yeah, some
attend
of
those
these are.
meetups as well. So I always love enjoying the Phoenix one, which Chuck hosts. Uh, they do some crazy stuff like Swaddle app building. They build a app live, that kind of a thing. So do
Yeah.
check out if it's virtual. At least join them and see how it is going. You can always close the Zoom meeting. That's fine. If you don't like it.
All right. I think we're on the top of the hour. So thank you, Dhruv. Thank you, Ashu, for joining us. And Harneet,
Thanks.
do you have any closing statements for?
No, I think yeah, just enjoy your weekend. It's quite sunny here, as I keep saying. Through, let's go out, enjoy the time out.
All
Yeah,
right.
thank
Thank you,
you
everyone.
all.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you all
Thanks.
for joining.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.